Okay, clearly it has been a while. And there is a very good reason why it has been a while. Let me begin by saying that my computer, lovely as it is, kind of has a bit of an issue. And I'm just going to hop to this for a second. It has a bit of an issue wherein the casing around the charger port has broken off. I don't know why. It just kind of started cracking one day and then completely just popped off. I didn't drop it, I didn't touch it, I didn't nothing. It just did that. Now, this hasn't been a problem except for the fact that occasionally, like 3 times, if I'm sitting with a charger plugged in, if I pull it towards me and the charger pops off like it's designed to do because it's a magnet failsafe thing, the computer will short out and just shut off. And I mean, there's no sound or anything, it's just all of a sudden the computer's dead. Normally, this isn't a problem because my program has a failsafe wherein it will recover anything that wasn't saved. But in order to use it, I couldn't put it on my computer's hard drive. I loaded it from a disk image. If anybody's familiar with a Mac, they'll know what that means. I didn't realize that this means that it can't recover something if the computer crashed because the RAM for it is saved somewhere different. So attempting to load what I had lost last time didn't work. And I was so annoyed that I just couldn't Homestuck for a while. And I had lost about a video and a half. I was in the middle of one and talking to somebody when the computer shorted out. So I had to hold off for a while until I mostly forgot what happened so that I could have more genuine reactions. I hate not having genuine reactions. The last time this happened, I didn't update for like a week. If anybody's noticed, I have unfollowed a lot of people. Don't take it personally, please. I'm just really tired of getting spoiled because not everybody tags their updates, and I can't expect to tell the 500 plus blogs that I've been following, please tag your updates. So, it's nothing personal. At least 4 people have unfollowed me as a result of my unfollowing them. Actually, it's probably more than 4. It's kind of funny how we treat unfollowing as such a huge deal. I don't really care. I'm just kind of like, okay, don't follow me, whatever. I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew that it wasn't because I hated any of you. Anywho, we were doing stuff. This is not important. I need to do something with these pictures. So we were looking at the top panels again. Yep. Everything's just all over the place. He warped up there. And he's looking at things. I can't remember where I was supposed to go back to, because I remember doing all this stuff. Give me 1 second. Here, wherein Slick beat the shit out of a grandfather clock. Now, I read all the bottom panels, so the top panels. Whoosh! All of a sudden, out of the volcano comes Jakun. We'll kill you! Fuck yeah, we will. Strife! Da-da-da-da-da-da. And thus, time travel-y and shootiness, despite the fact that Jade has yet to learn that you really just can't shoot him. About the only way that they could really take him down is if Dave were able to have a future self witness every move that he was going to make and time travel to where he's going to be. But that's only if he has enough power to actually hurt him and or destroy him. Otto Harley, he can't hurt her. And it was at this point where I was like, is he crying blood? But no, that's supposed to be his collar. It's just in a really, really strange spot. How very strange. So, Adagio Redshift is a frame motif, which I learned is a special attack. So, space and time need to coincide here. Very neat. So she shoots him while Dave gets ready in the background. then he warps the bullets through Dave. So Jade inadvertently kills Dave. And this is Alpha Dave. This is the Dave. And she is totally freaked out, and he's like, oh. And that's why everybody is corpse smooching. And he's like, okay. So, will you look at this mess? Now, I don't even remember which one of the Pesterlogs I stopped reading at. So, give me another moment. It's too weird patting myself on the back watching my videos again. So, will you look at this mess is where I left off. I have to summon the car cat again. Because it's been a while since I've actually voiced him, except for a couple of, like, random lines. I wasn't actually that happy with how I read this the first time, so at least I'll be able to improve this. Anyway, it doesn't matter anymore. If we can ride this out for a little longer until the critical moment, and Dave or Rose can destroy the sun, Jack shouldn't be a threat. Conveniently, if they're successful, that will signal the beginning of our own escape plan. What is your plan? Apparently, the explosion will be so huge, it will be visible at great distances throughout the furthest ring. Even from different sessions, like yours and ours. You won't get to see it, because by then your session should be wiped out by the scratch. But we will. The plan is to use it as a beacon, and travel there as a rendezvous point. Rendezvous with who? We've got people there. That's what Jade tells me. Jade knows so many things lately. What is even her deal? Hell if I know. This is basically dream intelligence. Every time she goes to sleep, she has more to ramble about. She says I should go to sleep to find out, but I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to be napping between making all these plans and getting persecuted by this demented, honking asshole? So yeah, we'll meet in the aftermath of the explosion with our people on the inside, or I guess I should say outside. I don't think they can come with us, though. Come with you where? Who are they? Dead people. As for where, it's not like we're going to stick around there forever. That would probably be depressing, since we're not fucking ghosts. The scratch will reboot your session. Your whole universe, actually. So somewhere in this dreadful abyss, that new session will start up its own Inciposphere. From scratch. Look at that! Another pun, because using that fucking word every other fucking sentence. Kill me now. But that from scratch, lol, session is what you're shooting for to survive. The idea is for you all to preserve yourselves by escaping there. Through the lawn ring? Yes. Once you're there, you will help us find our way there too, and then we can all finally figure out what the fuck to do with the rest of our lives. Oh. So then, this is how we're supposed to meet. This is kind of exciting. Yeah, I guess, if enough of us are alive by then to meet. So, I guess you're not worried about it turning into a huge sloppy makeout fest anymore. Right! John, you and Vriska better keep your hands to yourselves or everyone's going to be really uncomfortable. No interspecies funny business. Is that clear? Blarg, I am convincingly flapping my lid about this, waving my arms around a lot and making all my best yelling faces. Wow, look at that. It's time to change the subject again. Huh? Poof, subject changed. If it works and you wind up in the new session, that's why it'll be important to make sure one of the Durst streamers stays with you, so they can guide us there from the ring. Won't there be other players in the new session? Like, alternate universe versions of ourselves or such? Probably. But those chumps won't know anything about us, or all our plans. Why would they? Yeah, it's just kind of a weird thought. So out of everything we just talked about, this is the thing that has you tripping globes? Whatever you say. But I guess it's sort of comforting, too. If Rose or Dave have to go off and die, at least I get to see them again, in a way. Even if I will only be alternate universe John to them. Maybe my dad will be alive in that session, too. Okay, maybe, but before you get too excited about that, you gotta make sure you get there first. Which means you have to do what I say, and stick to the plan. You need to focus on getting ready to start the scratch. The game doesn't make a hard reset that easy to pull off. Once you initiate it, the game throws everything it's got at you. Which is one reason why you're the best guy for the job, because of your superpowers and silly windy bullshit. Okay, I'll do my best. What should I do right now? Get prepared, make all the equipment you think you'll need, stay out of trouble. Wait for Jade to send that code, wait for me to contact you for the first time, and do your best to humor him while he ignorantly attempts to flame you back into the puddle of slime you crawled out of. Please. Oh man, our first conversation ever? I can't wait. Yeah, but can I just say something in my defense before that happens? I don't actually hate you, and I never did. I was deluding myself. Deep down, I'm sure I was pretty okay with you. Thanks, Carcat. It wasn't a fucking compliment. I remember commenting about something about alternate universes and John being perfectly okay with stuff that I thought was weird. But, excuse my moving around a lot. I don't remember what I talked about, and this is why I hate doing this. Okay, balance. That's good, sort of. I don't want to make you guys sick from the video in the corner bouncing around like an idiotic video that bounces around, shaped like itself.
It's 2:30.
No, it's not. Okay, the scrapbook is now in hopeless disarray. Pew. Feel free to examine the clippings while I tidy. And now we click the panels. And I had decided to do the background ones first before I did the ones in the foreground. So the first one I did was this one. And I like this one. Now that I know what's going on here. Jaspers, I guess I should say farewell to you now. Why, Nepeta? Because this is the end of your timeline, and I don't know what happens to you after this. I mean, happens to you after this. That one was kind of obtuse, sorry. What's a timeline? That's a hard question. Okay, imagine a long, tempting strand of yarn. Yes, oh yes, so great. Now, imagine instead of being made of wiggly, enticing stuff, it's made of what lets you exist. And you are right at the twitching tip of it, don't you see? Look at the sky. Meow, yes, I see the sky and can tell that indeed something is going on. But aside from that, I don't really understand what you said, being a cat and all. That's fine, you don't have to try too hard. All you have to know is it's the scratch, and I'm not 100% sure what happens next for you. I still think it's nice how you slip out cat things and things you say. You're so clever and wonderful, Nepeta. What's the scratch? Well, you know Rose's friend John? Yes, of course. Imagine that he is using this great big circle like a really fun scratching post, and it makes all this light come out that changes everything. Just after he starts doing that, the sky goes funny everywhere, and then I can't see you anymore. Yes, that's what it is. I think I understand that completely. I'm a bit nervous for you, especially since you remind me so much of someone I already lost. But maybe you'll be okay? I don't know. I'm not worried, Nepeta, so you shouldn't either. It's not as if I've never died before. You are a brave kitty, just like Pounce was. Pounce was a cat like me? Yes, she was amazing. I bet you and she would have gotten along famously. Famously. Oh, I bet you're right. Was she nice to sniff? Yes, she smelled really good. And also, she was super beautiful. She threw yiff in there. I thought it was funny. Because, was she nice to sniff? Jaspers was talking about the, scent glands next to the anus. Yeah. Wow. Did you ever have someone nice back on Earth who you loved? Rose! I loved Rose. Of course you did. I mean, a nice cat who was your mate spree. There was a time I remember I was thinking about girl cats a lot for some reason. I would saunter around the house making all these big meows and looking out the window with my nose touching the glass. But then Rose's mom took me to this place where I was scared to be for a while, and then I was home again and I didn't do the meows anymore. I guess I didn't think about the girl cats after that, which is just as well because none of them ever came to the windows really, not even when I did my biggest meows. And that's how Jaspers got neutered. That's too bad. But I bet lots of girl cats would have loved to be with you, if only there had been some around to hear your lovely meows. You're really nice to say so, Nepeta. What about you, though? Me? Yes. Well, I've never told anybody this, not even my Moirel. Actually, he's the last guy I might tell, so he wouldn't approve. But, yes, I have liked somebody for quite some time, but alas, he doesn't know. And this is like, what don't you tell him? Why don't you tell him, I think is what they meant. So that's how I'm going to read it. Why don't you tell him? Maybe you can win his affection by rubbing your cheek against him. That's what I would do. Oh, no. I'm too shy even for that. And he's so adorably grumpy all the time. It probably wouldn't go over well. It's hard to explain. Maybe cats think differently. But Trolls tend to be pretty cautious about expressing their feelings when it comes to the flush quadrant. What's a quadrant? It is... Okay, it has romantic applications, but it is also something more general than that. A quadrant is... How do I say this? A quadrant is a thing in a group of things that consists of 4 similar things. Like pause? Exactly like pause! I see, that's really easy to get. I think you should tell him that you like him. You might not get the chance if you don't. For instance, I think instead of meowing at windows, I should have just scurried out a door before it could close. Then I might have found a girl cat to sniff. Oh well. I know, but it's just not that simple. I could make someone else jealous, I think, and what if he doesn't feel the same way, and it's so complicated. Maybe I just need to let go of this silly infatuation. I think it's never going to happen, honestly. Catnip. You shouldn't lose hope. I have another story that might give you hope, even though it should be noted again that I'm only a cat. Oh? Yes, one time I was with Rose and I was sitting there, dressed up in my suit with her, happy as can be. But then she disappeared. The whole place disappeared and I was in another place. There was no Rose, there was someone else. I guess I loved her too in time, but never as much as Rose. It just wasn't the same. I kept waiting to see Rose again, but never did, and finally I lost hope that I would, and then I died. But then I became alive again, and I got to see her, and it was so happy. That's my story, and that's why I think there's always hope, even if you die. Best moral. So, you're saying that maybe I will have to die to get to be with him? Yes, maybe. I hope that's not the case. But I guess you just have a different way of looking at things. Thank you for the advice, Jaspers. That was a lovely conversation. Then, silent theater. Battleship. I don't like you. You're touching the butt. Pick. No. She screams. Oblivious. Chase, 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 chase. Has the wallet. Secret ambush. This one. This was great. Dave? Hey. I'm gonna save that one for last. Turntide Godhead, TG, began pestering Tentacle Therapist, TT. Here's one for you. It's a whopper. Are you ready? For what? This huge fucking whopper I'm about to just say. You mean a canard of behemothic embellishment? What? Or was your resolve finally dismantled by the siren song of all that flame-broiled beef? No. Okay, first, do you even have Burger Kings out in the fucking woods? Why do you reference things that obviously aren't in the woods, like terrible burgers? I'll limit my establishments of reference to lumber mills and sugar shanties from now on. Also, there's a Burger King less than 40 minutes from my house. I won't let this stand in the way of the new policy, though. There is... Okay, whatever. I'm talking about a dream I just had. I mean, it was a doozy, like, psychologically speaking. Doozy is a slightly dumber word than whopper. Certainly less delicious. It was absurdly heavy-handed. My subconscious was really slathering it on. Like, whatever tangy sludge the king himself squirts on his bargain patties. It's possible I dreamt it, ironically. I don't know. I figured you'd be interested in hearing about it. It's every bit as thick and juicy as a half pound of sizzling grade A premium. Okay, this is stupid. We've got to get burgers out of this conversation. Are you busy? Yes. Cool, listen to this. Now, when I first saw this, back before it was borrowed, I thought that it was a different scenario, because I didn't realize that when they returned to the dream bubbles that each encounter is remembered like a dream, so they kind of just slip back into memories and forget everything that happened. I thought it was a little weird. I love the snowmen she's making. I thought you didn't want me to analyze your dreams anymore. No, but this one is too good to not put under the microscope with your whole precocious psychotherapy shtick. It's almost laughably symbolic of all my mental problems, assuming I actually have those. It's grotesquely pregnant with meaning. all jesting at least 8 gooey octuplets thrashing around in an undulating belly full of mind slime. Maybe we can start by evaluating that troubling metaphor. No, look. I just want your professional take on how many things in my dream symbolize dicks. We've already established that all of your dreams are packed with enough homoerotic symbolism to lift Freudian theory from the ashes of discreditation. Yeah, that's a given, but I didn't even dream about puppets this time. Are you serious? I'm clearing my schedule. This is a major breakthrough. I know. It was so much more relaxing and enjoyable. It was about me dying repeatedly. Go on. I was in this dark place surrounded by this big flock of crows. God, this is so generically morbid. I'm sorry in advance for exposing you to my unconscious mind's retarded cliches. It's okay. They wouldn't be cliches if they didn't comprise the unanimously understood bedrock of phallic symbolism, with no other viable interpretation. Well, obviously I knew the birds were just black, screaming skydongs. Just hear me out. I kept dying. There kept being these traps, like I would go one way and get my head chopped off, or go another way and get stabbed or whatever. And every time I died, the dream reset itself, and I was standing there alive and ready to try to escape again. But each time I would be watching myself from the vantage point of a different crow. Like, I was the crow all squawking around in circles, like a macabre flapping douche. And I would always watch myself try to do something different to dodge the trap, but I always ended up dead. And now that I'm sitting and thinking about it, I understand more of the symbolism in his dream here. It's a metaphor for the repeated, splintered timeline alternate Daves who have pretty much died repeatedly. And being one of them, he remembers pretty much the memories of quite a few of them. Because if there's one thing that makes me curious, like, the dream selves are basically, souls preserved. When you have a time player who has so many different incarnations of himself, do they all share one soul, and thus upon death gain all the memories of their other souls? Or does each one get a duplicate soul so that when they all die they go to different dream bubbles? I mean, I know there are a couple that they encounter, but it just makes me wonder if there's a shared soul consciousness. But I'm not sure. Well, if I've learned anything from my extensive skimming over the Wikipedia articles and dream analysis, it's that this dream is very unlikely to have any literal significance whatsoever. It's probably not about dying at all. You mean maybe it's about anxiety over maintaining my blogs, or that my beats might not be ill enough? Yes. In fact, if you were on my couch, that would have been my next question as a licensed professional. Mr. Strider, have you considered that what you actually dread is to have your urban rhythms exposed for what they truly are, which is, clinically speaking, just shy of da bomb? And then we crack up laughing, because we both know they're fresher than your mom's change of drawers and tighter than when she's wearing them. Listening to you conjure imagery of my mother in her underpants is definitely keeping us buoyed high above this swirling, Freudian hellhole. Well done. Please, it's not like she's my mom. I can visualize her choice ass all I want without it getting much more moderately uncomfortable for everyone involved. What if you're wrong? About what? Her not being your mother. Don't worry, you're probably safe. Luckily, I can think of no literary or historical precedent for that sort of folly whatsoever. This isn't the first time you've insinuated we're related. What is up with that? Isn't it? No, I mean, I'm not sure. I feel like you've brought it up before, which is kind of weird, but now I don't know. I think I'm getting this weird deja vu thing where I was sure we talked about this. Forget it. Why don't you tell me more about your dream? Okay. It was at that point that I realized, oh, right, dream bubbles. So I kept dying and then kept being crows and stuff. And then I started to notice something coming from the sky. It was this faint, eerie singing, and I look up and there's nothing there, just darkness. That's interesting. I've read about this. What did you read? Certain texts say singing from the unknowable void carries a message. That its recipient has been selected for a mission of supreme cosmic importance that will result in your death and that of a billion more. But one that is essential to the perpetuation of existence itself. What the fuck sort of crackpot psychology text would say something like that? It's not from a psychology text. So then you're consulting astrology books now? Not astrology. More like zoology. Oh my fucking god. Will you put that away? Okay. Keep describing the dream, though. If the rest of it is as incompatible with the prognoses of the zoologically dubious, I will withdraw my insinuation. There's not even much more to it. I looked up into the sky, didn't see anyone singing, but even though the sky was black, I could see the sun. It was bright as hell, even through my shades. So I flapped my wings and flew up away to it like a fucking piece of garbage. And that's it. This doesn't strike you as an impulse of self-destruction? No, not in the sense that it was a dark, sacrificial zoology mission. It was more like somewhere to go besides watching myself die a lot from the vantage of a feathery murder of dumb, shitty birds. And also now I understand murder. Somebody made a joke to me once about a group of crows, and I kind of forgot that a group of crows is called a murder. So, if hypothetically you were to accept such a mission, or even insist upon one, it wouldn't be in the spirit of genuine sacrifice, but of escape? What the fuck are you talking about? Okay, something's wrong. This whole conversation is falling apart. This isn't how it originally went at all. Aw, we were making good progress too. Why did you have to go and remember? This happened months ago. Does this mean I'm dead? What do you think? Stop it. This is so sick using the dream bubble bullshit to pick apart my psyche. Am I dead or asleep? If you're starting to remember, you should be able to tell me. God damn it. Maybe I'm just as confused as you are about it? Yeah, right. Am I dead or asleep, Dave? I don't know. Try to remember. And then this. This hit me on the head with feels. Arachnid's group, AG, began trolling Ghosty Trickster, GT. Hi, John Human. Ugh. Excuse me, alien time troll, but I am trying to wrap a present. Really, you all have the worst timing. Yes, I can see that. 2 ugly garments and seeds for some kind of strange earth vegetable? Pretty lame present, John. Nope, not going to ask how you know my name or what I'm sending you. Don't care. And one of these ugly garments is for me. Also, it's not ugly, it's awesome. Not as awesome as something you'll be wearing later, thanks to me. Uh-oh, my mouse is hovering dangerously close to the block button. It always does that when I talk to trolls. It is the dangest thing. Calm down. I just thought I would foreshadow my existence to you at this quaint moment on your timeline. It is way too tempting not to let you know I have taken great care to become a very important feature of your life. Or for that matter, to let you know that I will be giving you a present so much better than the useless crap that you're shoving in that box. I will be giving you the gift of immortality. Oh, sweet. That has been on my wish list, ranking just below a mint condition Little Monsters poster starring Hollywood superstar Howie Mandel. Can I expect it to arrive on my next birthday? Yes, as a matter of fact. Nice guess. It will come at a cost, though. The Mandel poster or immortality? The latter, jackass! In order for you to claim it, you will have to be quite gullible and allow me to arrange your murder. I see. Here is where all the sick trolling begins. You can keep your present. I am not interested. But you will be. You will happily go along with everything I tell you to do. And then, once I have completely earned your trust, I will kill you, John. Sigh. The other troll I just talked to was way better, if a tad grumpy. At least she was down with talking about cool movies, sort of. But this is all true. I've seen it already. You have no idea how delicious the dramatic irony is right now. You will die. I will lead you into a trap and watch you bleed to death on a big stone slab with a sword stuck in your chest. There is nothing you can do about it. In fact, it has already happened. And that's nice. Now scram, troll. I'll leave you alone soon enough. I was just feeling pretty pleased with myself about all the brilliant plans I made for you and your friends. Stopping by in your past to mess with your head is really just a courtesy, because I like to think that we're pretty good friends by the time I get around to killing you. Okay, you got me. My feathers are all ruffled, and I can no longer tell my ass apart from a big orange earth vegetable. Now can you leave me alone? I guess so. But my inevitable grisly murder of you notwithstanding, you're a pretty fun guy to hassle. It'll be difficult sparing you from the privilege of my company until your game begins. That is basically the worst pickup line I have ever heard. Please, John, as if there is any conceivable sequence of events which could lead me to consider you as a viable romantic partner in any quadrant, even the pale ones. Blurpter blah, more plausible alien-sounding things. Weren't you leaving? Yes. Okay, then. I mean, I was going to, but now I guess I'm not. Oh, why? Because this isn't really happening. It isn't? It did once, but now it's just a memory. Guess I must be dead. In her face, she's like... Okay, is this conversation over now? Can I keep packing my present? The conversation as it went before is already over. I said goodbye, and you blocked me. Don't you remember? Well, I was going to block you, but then didn't for some reason. Exactly. Because we've already been through this. You're either asleep or dead like me. Man, I can't believe I let her trick me like that. Such an amateur mistake. I guess I am feeling something like deja vu. Maybe. I still don't think I believe you, though. Hey, do you have any recollection at all of the last message I sent you before I died? I don't even know who you are! Yeah, I figured. Just as well. I made some pretty embarrassing confessions to you. I guess I'm getting what I asked for in a way, even though it's not what I pictured. What did you ask for? I asked if you wanted to, you know, hang out. Was this after you killed me and gave me immortality? Yes. So what do you say? Or what do you think you might have said? About what? You mean hanging out? Yeah. Oh god, this is so ridiculous. You were just a crazy troll on the internet, and I need to get back to packing up this present for my friend. We are not going to hang out. I'm sorry. John, there is no present. You are not in your hive, and you don't have anything to send. She received it a long time ago. None of this matters anymore. If you don't believe me, you are free to look out your window. What will that accomplish? It might help you remember. And you'll be able to see me. If you want. Hi. All my feels. I had a really long discussion about my feels for this scene, and I'm really sad that I don't remember what the hell I was talking about. I feel bad for this, but I'm going to have to just end the video at just a half hour. Because I need to, like, clean my contacts because I can't see. I wanted to make my return to Homestuck a little bit longer, but I spent too much time blabbing at the beginning, so... Video.